Think about things. Phone booth. What is a booth used for? Confessions. So if I wanted to know everything that somebody was doing, what would I have? Or what would I like be the type of? Some sort of telecommunications company. But basically, and that's the reason why some of the ones end up saying different buzzwords and things like that, is to have one of the alphabet soup agents sit there and basically flag things. And they'll use words like the word brick. Like the word brick can mean a brick of cocaine, a brick of gold, or a brick like a ceramic brick. I mean, I'm sick and tired of the shit that's going on. I really am. I'm not in a position to do anything about the shit that's going on. It's like being born in what is it called? Checkmate. I mean, when I think about some of the ones that I mean, it's not funny. I don't see any humor in what's been going on. So what did they do? They named an ice cream thing called Good Humor, and it's cold, like being given the cold shoulder. And then like herd. I heard it through the grapevine. Herd like cattle herders. I mean, I just and what it is it goes back to the lawyers by with the word chattel. But basically the stuff started with doc tours with the what is when they lied to people about medical procedures, and what they did was they didn't do stuff. That they always make sure that their hands that the stuff never goes back to them. So what they'll do is they'll have somebody called an office manager or front desk clerk lying to me and telling me that I have to fill out papers and have to do this and have to do that. I mean, I am a beneficiary, so I don't benefit from being forced to play games that I don't like to play. I don't benefit from not being given an education to be able to enjoy my fruits. I don't benefit from being hazed. I don't benefit from being gaslighted. I don't benefit from mind games being played on me. I don't benefit from uh murder attempts on me, like trying to break my neck, yanking my arm and intentionally hurting my arm, dropping the stretcher and acting dumb about dropping the stretcher. I just look at it and it's just like I'm not telling people like myself to give up. All I'm getting is it's kind of like if there's a bunch of dominoes that are stacked against somebody, best thing to do is escape the dominoes from crashing in on them. And walk away. And they know that I'm not a corporation. And they know that they've been controlling color of ink that I can use. Well, it's just like somebody that hazes. They don't want to be hazed. I mean, when I look at the ones that have done this shit, and same ones that have acted blind when they're not blind. I mean, it's just like, what kind of sick, sadistic bitch or bastard would masochistic whatever derive pleasure out of people being harmed. I mean, it's just like the whole thing is a pile of shit. I feel like sending back the stupid degrees and just send them back to him and say, give me a full refund. Men and women have natural degrees. Just like a medical doctor speaking to me. How did I know something? Well, I took the back of my hand, and I mean, it's just like basically our DNA, our body, basically. But before we didn't have thermometers and gadgets and shit like that. Basically, we ended up taking our hands, and we could determine if a man or a woman had an elevated temperature. Didn't have to bring in a thermometer. I mean, talk about criminals. How many people would listen to a chief since they want to be chiefs all the time? What brave would listen to a chief tell them they can't grow food and they can't gather food? I mean, it's just more bullshit. Even the name Zuckerberg. Think about that. Z like the end of the alphabet, and UCC like Uniform Commercial Code, and they call them the Zuck. I mean, I don't have to be a rocket scientist. I don't have a PhD from Wharton School of Business to put two and two together and come up with the obvious. Whore ton, like a ton of whores. Started the Chinese. I knew someone was when they started having Chinese and being taught in the schools. I was like, something's not right. Why are they teaching certain languages? But that also goes back to what is called the United Nations. It also deals with who poisoned me, who's married to a Chinese. And the real reason why he was one of the ones who was involved in isolating me and hazing me and bullying me. That's the reason why grandiose narcissism is the worst type of narcissism. Which also deals with eugenics. I don't know if there's an international eugenics society, but it's like nobody is. I've never been given full disclosure as far as who the members are of the American Eugenics Society. That's a way that my right to be able to make informed decisions has been violated. I mean, what good does it do if somebody doesn't have the balls to stand up and only acts like they're my friend when they're not? I can come up with so many times that has happened. And that's even way before I found out that friendship deals with maritime jurisdiction or maritime law. There's so many con artists out there. It's like the bucket of turds is overflowed. And the ones that do it, basically, they treat people like people are objects. Like palms on a chessboard. Most definitely gaslight. And think it's funny to gaslight. That's just another form of experimentation. That's the reason why I think it goes to the Department of Education and Royal Academy of Arts and Scientists, and deals with the schools. It's just like the phrase, the early bird gets the worm. Well, I mean, damn, how difficult is it to be the early bird if you're the only one that has the keys to the government buildings? What are worms used for? Fishing. It's a sort of bait, B-A-I-T.